it's time for another episode of the 40 Plus Woman. My name is Busola Jegede, and if you're a woman out there, it's time to take a seat, give somebody a call, and tell somebody to tune into this channel because wonderful things are coming for today. And so if you're a woman out there, you're 40, you're 50, you're 60, it's your time to shine. It's your time to arise. You must never despair or allow depression because greater days are ahead of you. And so on today's broadcast, we've got a wonderful topic, and it's how to bounce back after a major setback in life as a woman. Yes, you know, society is very unkind to women when they go through challenges. So many things can happen in the life of a woman as she grows older. It may be the loss of a spouse or the loss of a child. It could be an illness or the loss of a job, career, or business. And especially when something goes wrong in the family, people are quick to blame the woman. And so today on the set, I have a wonderful guest who is going to be sharing with us from our heart and from our experience. And she's a delectable lady, radiant and beautiful. Would you welcome with me to the 40 Plus Woman today, Mrs. Bunmi Ashoga? You're welcome, Bunmi.
Thank you very much, Busola.
How have you been?
I've been good.
You look good.
Oh, thank you.
So you're welcome. Today we're looking at this topic of bouncing back. Because we see so many women, something happens and they just go downhill. You don't see them again, you don't hear from them again, and some go to the grave. Now, what in your own experience do you think are those factors that keep women down when they've suffered a loss?
Basically, losses differ. Some, like you rightly said, it could be the loss of a child. It could be the loss of career. It could be the loss of, actually, the major one,
A husband.
a husband. You know,
Many women are afraid of that. That's one of the biggest fears that a woman has.
Yes, because it comes with a lot of things. It comes with a lot of issues.
Right.
It's actually the one that I know that really keeps women down, if not permanently.
Wow.
You know, so it's a terrible one. Maybe it's a child, the loss of a child. Probably the person has other kids. Or the possibility of having another child is still there.
Right.
You know, and if it's a career, you can always move to other things. But when it comes to, husband, spouse, that's emotional. Anything that has to do with emotions could be like, so that's a very delicate aspect of womanhood.
So painful because it's been typically when you see a woman who has lost a spouse, especially if she had a good marriage, it can be painful.
Right.
It can be painful.
Right.
So, speaking from your experience, how deep was the loss for you when you lost your husband?
It was deep. It was deep. And why? You said depending on the relationship that you had with the late husband. Mine was a...
How old were you then?
I was 42.
42.
Yeah. I was 42.
Please go on.
Okay, I was 42, and it was very devastating. It was so deep that I thought that was at the end of my life. I thought, why do I have to still live on? It was, something that I don't even wish my enemy, honestly, because it destabilizes. It's, in fact, even demoralizes you. It could rob you of confidence.
Right. That's a major one. A lot of women lose their self-confidence.
A lot, because...
why is that?
Okay, fine. I think maybe because maybe there's no how we're not chipping the word of God in this.
Please go ahead.
Because the Bible says, the man is the head of a woman. So when you say man is the head of a woman and that man passes on, it's like you're naked. The headship is gone.
Many women feel naked.
You just feel naked. You just feel like that nakedness will translate to aloneness. You're like, you're just alone in this thing. Nobody to your left, nobody to your right, nobody to talk to, nobody to. So you get so sensitive about even the people around you. You don't want to trust anyone because you're like, that is from this end, because we believe.
Because in Africa we believe
exactly
somebody did it.
Somebody did it, you know.
Oh dear.
The person died of an ailment will still be like, I'm sure
Something caused this.
Something caused it.
Oh dear.
No, so it's a very devastating thing, and then for me it was a deep one, a deep loss, because we were so close. You know, I could hardly do a thing
without
him. You know, I didn't even know how to fix bulbs.
Wow, you were one spoiled bride.
I was just a spoiled woman.
Oh dear.
He spoils me, you know, and then I thank God for his life, too. You know.
Hello there, my name is Busola Jegede. I am a John Maxwell certified coach, a consultant, and a chartered accountant. For over 15 years, I've been working with women, helping them to discover their purpose, their vision, holding their hands, seeing them through turning their visions to profitable ventures. And it will be a delight to work with you. Do you feel unfulfilled? Do you feel that there is more to your life? Do you have a story to tell, a book to write, a vision to birth? Are you over 40 or 50? I can assure you that the second half of your life can be better than the first half. Why don't you sign up for my one-on-one coaching session or a strategy session? It will be a joy to work with you to reinvent yourself, to birth a new you. Welcome back. Now, Bumi, you were telling us about how it was for you at 42, suffering the loss of your spouse at the time. How did you feel?
I was in denial for like 2 months. You know, I was in denial. You know, once, twice, thrice, people tried praying with me, you know, and referring to me as a widow. And I was screaming, no, don't call me that. And I will not say amen to the prayer because I was just in denial. I had to fill 1 or 2 forms during that period, and you know, the status, the widow, my thing. You know, I took married. My sister was the one who went through the form. I was like, no, Kenny, there's a blunder here. Please no. I said, no, I'm married. I said, no, Kenny, you have to face reality.
It's a tough one.
Very tough. You have to face it, you widow. So I'm not widowed.
Wow.
You know?
So that you were first in denial, and then you were so embracing that status was so difficult for you, like it is for a lot of women. So moving on from there, at what point were you able to lift yourself out of that? Because I believe no matter what happened later, there must have been a self-realization when you looked at yourself that I've got to be better than this. How did it happen for you?
Thank you very much for that question. For me, after like 3 months, I was in a house, and of course people were downstairs guiding me here and there. So I went upstairs. I said, no, I want to have my bath in this, our bedroom. I want to have my bath there. Because of course I locked it up. I couldn't stay in there. You locked up your bedroom? Of course. I couldn't go in there, you know, so I was like, I need to have my bath there. So I was in the bathroom, and all of a sudden I just had a voice that, look, Bumi, he's not going to come back. There's nothing you can do that will bring him back. You better pick yourself up. You need help. You need help. So look for that man that can give you that help. And I even still screamed. I was like, why did you take him? Should have rendered that help then, not why did you take him? You know? You were having a conversation with God. Just, you know, and it came on impulse, not that I planned it. You know. So I just spoke to myself and said, it's not going to come back. All these people around me, they're going to leave. People eventually leave, and then reality hits. And I don't want to become a virgin. I have a daughter looking up to me. But me, just look up to God.
Wow.
Because I knew just couldn't, there was nothing I could do. I needed God. I needed Him to help me. Every widow needs help.
Every widow needs help.
Yeah.
You need help. You need to look up to God. That's such a deep, deep thing you've shared, and for that being the turning point in your life. So if there's anybody out there, you need God first. Because typically people look up to people and then they are disappointed. You're waiting for your in-laws, you're waiting for this or that. And people become disappointed. But when you look up to God, then He's going to do something. And that's what happened in your case.
Yes. Exactly.
We've been sharing on the 40 Plus Woman about bouncing back after a major loss. And it's such a moving episode today. We're going to be right back after this break.
P1 Premium presents to you Premium Vintage Gardens, located at the heart of Ibejuleki by Lakowe Golf Course. It has an excellent title of CFO and governor's consent, 100% dry land, and built-up neighborhood. Sizes and prices include 6.250 million for 300 square meters. A 450 square meters goes for 9,375,000 naira. The 600 square meters goes for 12,500,000 naira. Estate feature, gated and secured environment, perimeter fencing, good road network, gardens and landscaping, prompt allocation, neighborhood, Novera Shopping Mall, and Corona's Grove, Lekki. Other estates from P1 Premium includes Imperial Estate, Jikoyi, Abuja, Imperial City Estate, Asaba, Imperial City, Warri, Imperial City, Port Harcourt. For more inquiry, visit our website www.p1premium.com or call us on 0033117277 or 08052928259.
You're welcome back to the 40 Plus Woman. Today we're talking deep issues. I have with me Bunmi Ashoga, who has been, sharing with us her experience. At 42, she lost her husband. But right now, Bunmi, how old are you now, if you don't mind?
Oh, of course not. I'm 52.
Bunmi is 52. It's been 10 years. And she is Mrs. Ashoga. Mr. Ashoga is alive and well. She remarried. So, Bunmi, how did it happen? At what age did you remarry? How did you get yourself to do that?
Well, really, the initial years, the first 5 years, I fought against it. I said I wasn't going to remarry. I was just going to be, you know. But later on, I realized that was a tall one. But how will you stay on like this?
You can live to be 80.
And live to be 80. Are you saying you're going to die maybe in the next 10 years or whatever? But what if God gives you so
long life?
And that's the prayer of everyone, that God gave me. He said He's going to give us long life. You understand? So what if, and I'll not remain like this, and I have a daughter, then my daughter will get married, she will leave, and I'm not going to be, and with all these dreams of here and there, I like you. I like you.
People were telling me they like you.
Oh my goodness.
The pressure was on.
The pressure was on, and I was like, Bunmi, you gotta do something about this, or else I'm a Christian, and my little
and your faith allows it that you can remarry.
Yes, and I was like, I can't be in a relationship with this person, then come out of it, then jump to another. I said, no, that's not my life. In
fact, the Christian faith states it that a woman should not just be going up.
How long will a woman do that? So I spoke to my son and I said, oh Lord, I think I need to remarry.
Good.
And even my daughter, surprisingly, a year down the line, after the loss of her dad, she told me that, Mommy, would you remarry? And she was so young then. I looked at her and I said, who's been talking to you? She said, no one. But I said, you're not happy. But I know maybe if you remarry, you can't be happy. So when I told her after that 5 years, and I said, eventually, she's going to remarry. What is there going to be happiness again in this house?
She was so happy.
She was very happy when I made up my mind. It was not like who. That's when the prayer started. The Lord, a man after your heart.
So you decided you were going to remarry before you met the person?
Of course. It's a mind
That was your decision?
Yeah, it was my decision. Not that somebody came and now the person that made me change my mind about remarrying. No. I made up my mind.
Good.
And I went straight to God. You've been my help all these years. I think I want to remarry.
And he answered your prayer. And you see, a lot of women, we see them, in fact, society, people don't encourage it, especially in the African society. What are you looking for? You have children. Meanwhile, it's not the case. If it's a man, they actually would want the man to quickly remarry. But a lot of women who desire to marry are afraid of what society is going to say. How will people would think that maybe she killed her husband, or so. For you to make that decision, what I want you to share with them, maybe a woman out there who is 40 plus. You got married at 50.
Yeah.
Wow. Meaning for 8 years you were by yourself. So there may be a woman watching who is in that present state. How do you want to encourage such women who desire companionship? Because marriage is actually for companionship.
Exactly.
You know, I know of a lady, you know, with her 3 children. How will she manage all the school run? How will she manage how to, you know, put everybody together? She was at a loss. So what's going to be your advice to a woman out there who is thinking, maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't? What would you say?
I think the first thing is for such a woman to look inward and know what you want out of life. You know, and if you now decide within yourself that you want to remarry, then the next thing is for you to ask your who, because that's very critical. The person you marry after the loss of a spouse is very critical. Okay, and it can come with a lot of doubt. It can come with a lot of fear, apprehension, anxiety. But honestly speaking, if you can have a shift in your mindset, because the whole world will tell you that, oh, remarriage could be deadly, could be bad, could be terrible. But if you can have a shift, it will renew your mind. You know, on a daily basis, we need to renew our minds. You understand? You know, so if you have a renewal of mind, think within yourself, not somebody pressurizing you that you need to remarry. You need to remarry.
Be convinced.
Be convinced
yourself.
Have that conviction within yourself that yes, I'm ready to remarry. Then you take it up from there. You repackage yourself.
Wow.
You understand? You repackage yourself.
Can you expatiate?
Oh, when I say repackage yourself from the outside,
you look good.
Yeah. Because it's very typical for widows not to
wear black and look like
so you need
everything has finished.
Exactly. If you remember the Bible story of Ruth.
Exactly.
That
she had to go and change her clothing and put on some perfume.
Naomi said, look, have a wash, have a change of clothes.
Wow.
You know, and she actually did. And that was the beginning. And, you know, for her. You know, so as a woman, you want to remarry, you need to repackage. And when I say repackage, just do exactly what Naomi asked Ruth to do. Do it. Okay? And smell nice.
Exactly. So
you know, and it's not really about you going to this function or that function that probably you meet someone there. No. You want to remarry in the Lord. So
be prayerful.
God. Just be prayerful. Be prayerful. And know what you want. Anyone comes is not what you want. It is not even on the same page with you. Don't bother going to that relationship with him.
Precisely.
Because people will come. Definitely, there's no woman that is bereft of advances from men. There's no woman.
Admirer.
People will always come. But you now begin to tick the box. He's not on the same page with me. He's not talking about marriage. He's talking about, but is marriage the right one? No, it's not going to work. So it just takes so long
to know who you
want.
want.
Who is not interested in what you want. Or if that would just be a waste of time.
And I think at this stage you are now more matured to know that what are the values of this person.
Exactly. Exactly.
Someone said when you marry for the first time, you can marry for your parents.
Mm.
But when you marry for the second time, you marry for yourself.
Boy, tell me about it.
You marry for yourself. You know, sometimes when you're young and you want to get married, all sorts of things can play. But when it's a second marriage,
Your eyes are open.
you want to marry for yourself.
Exactly.
So that's so powerful that you've shared that self. You must be convinced that I want to go this route, be prayerful, depend on God to give you a partner. Now, I want us to just look at what are those likely issues that a woman who wants to bounce back with another marriage into another marriage after losing her spouse, what are those likely issues she should prepare herself for? For instance, integrating the family. The man may have children. How, just how were you able to navigate all this?
Okay, a woman 40 above who wants to remarry, definitely know that she can. It's very unlikely for her to get a man who's never been married. It's very unlikely.
The chances are low.
The chances are very slim. You know. So you must have that mindset that whoever this man is going to have kids. So you prepare yourself even before the man shows up. You prepare yourself. You renew your mind that every child is your child.
Exactly. You will treat them well.
That you will treat them well. After all, the Bible says that children are the heritage of God. Not that they are the heritage of, and the fruit of the womb.
Is
not
the reward.
That the reward, the fruit of the seller's womb or that person's womb is the reward. No, but that the fruit of the womb. So whatever the fruit of the womb, whatever the source of that, just take it that. Every child is just because even a woman above 40 already has kids too.
Exactly.
You understand? You know that the man you're asking God for definitely will want to accept your own kids too. Exactly. So whatever you do to other people's kids, just remember that it's going to bounce back to you. So you must just have that. You have to neutralize the mind of my own is my own. There's nothing like my own. There's nothing like my own. And you have to expect that definitely. Some things could come out, like, okay, if your kids were younger, that, okay, the other ones could be older, how will they integrate? Honestly speaking, I'll tell you this, I prayed about all this, because I knew that definitely the guy that will come will have kids. So I prepared my mind that, Lord, give me the grace to love the kids like mine.
Introducing Blissful Honey Beans. Rich in protein and fiber, good nutrition for your family. Blissful Honey Beans, hygienically packed in 2 kg and 1 kg packet. Stone-free and weevil-free. Pour straight to your pot and cook. Stress-free and convenient. Order online and it will be delivered anywhere in Lagos. For other locations, call 070-8307-6210. Blissful Honey Beans. No stress.
Give me the grace to love those children like mine. No matter what. No matter their reaction. Because sometimes some of the children may reject.
Of course.
They may reject thinking because they had a mother.
Exactly.
Yeah. Who probably, if the man was a widower. So it may be difficult for them to accept a new mother.
Exactly.
And even difficult for your children to accept a new father. So you really need God.
You really need God. You really need to talk to yourself. And people will tell you, who says? Do you want peace? Why do you even want to remarry in the first place? You want to remarry in the first place because you want happiness? Even the guy you say wants happiness? That's why you both want to remarry? So why wouldn't I say, okay, now you're going to bring problem to yourself by not accepting the kids? Or, no. Just have that mindset. And have the mindset that these people too have gone through a loss. They have gone through a loss.
You have to empathize.
You have to empathize. And this will reflect in your disposition towards them. It will take a wicked person to be wicked to somebody who's just lost a mom. So you just have to be like, oh my goodness, they just lost a mom.
And be very patient.
And be very patient.
Yeah. Wow.
You understand? Because on both sides, you've lost. And if you lost a spouse through divorce, and the other guy too through divorce, you guys want to heal up.
Exactly.
But one fact remains that you must heal up before
you enter a new relationship.
You must heal up.
Wow.
Emotionally.
So last note. How did you know it was him when you saw him? Were there butterflies like teenagers?
I'll tell you this. When I met with him, you know.
How were you introduced? Did you meet in church or how? What happened?
Of course, they are both members of Redeemed Christian Church of God. He's a pastor still, you know, and they're not in the same parish. Okay. You know, so there was this auntie in the church who was like, Bumi, there's someone that's...
Wow, I love that auntie. Connector.
That was what they call her at the registry.
She connected you guys. Wow, that's amazing.
You know, so she was like, he's not in our parish, fine, but then it's this, is that. Send your pictures.
Wow.
Just let me be. I don't know you. Send your pictures to me. And that was the beginning.
Wow.
Yes, so eventually when we met over a lunch, and I was like, because the initial thing was to see. Unknown to me, to you two was
checking you out.
Picture is different from reality.
Instagram is different from life.
You know? And then, of course, you know, one thing led to the other.
Wow.
I was like, okay.
And here you are today. What a beautiful story. Thank you so much for sharing with us.
You're welcome.
Bumi, we really enjoyed this episode. And so for every woman out there, if you desire it, it is possible.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of people, maybe because they had a terrible marriage, they don't want to give it another shot. But if you're young, you can live long. You can still give it another try. So we want to encourage the 40-plus woman. It's not finished for you.
No.
The fact that you had a setback in life by the loss of your spouse or child, God still has greater things ahead of you. This is where we draw the curtains on today's episode of the 40-plus woman. Thank you so much, Bumi, for coming, and thank you for sharing. It's been a pleasure.
And my pleasure here too. Thank you for having me.
Everyone out there, continue the conversation with us on our Facebook page. Go and search for 40-plus woman, and on Instagram, the 40-plus woman, or follow me at Jegede Busola. Till the next time we come your way, we'll be back. La 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 la. So that's how far we can take on today's very interesting episode, how to bounce back for a 40-plus woman who has suffered a loss in her life. So whatever it is that might have happened, that's not the end. There's still opportunity for you to bounce back. What did we learn today from our guest? She made up her mind. She was convinced that she needed to start all over again. And so I want to encourage somebody out there. You just need to forgive yourself, allow yourself, permit yourself, and be ready. There may be challenges integrating families, but with God on your side, you're going to pull through. Thank you so much. It's been wonderful being with you today on the 40-plus woman. See you next time. My name is Busola Jegede. Bye for now. Like a diamond in the rough, you were built up to be tough. You were blessed beyond the curse by the power of the cross. So don't give up.